Alright, let me just start off. Originally I was going to make a tutorial on how I built this incubator, but after noticing that it was posing quite a bit of a fire hazard, I decided against showing all the step-by-step procedures. But basically it's just a styrofoam box that I put a light bulb in, and just a 40-watt light bulb is more than enough power to heat up this thing for the temperature it needs to be. And in order to regulate the temperature, there's a temperature controlled switch that you basically just plug into your wall, and then you plug your light bulb into this temperature regulator, and it will automatically turn the outlet on and off depending on what the temperature it's reading. And of course, you stick the temperature probe into the box of where you want the temperature to be sensed at. Other than that, I will be building a better improved version, more safer version, and once I do that, I'll make a video whenever that will be. Until then, I'm just going to keep fast forwarding until start up the growing thing. Alright. Well, I forgot where I left off yesterday, so I figured I'd just show you kind of the completed setup. So I got the light bulb going into the thermal switch, which is plugged into the wall. I got it set between 28 and 30. You saw it just go off there because it just went over 30. And when it goes down below 28, it turns on again. And yeah, so you got the light bulb here. This causes the heat to go down. This baffle causes the heat to go back up again. The idea was to block the light, but the light just shines through all this stuff with no problem at all. I could try to put some of the blacking stuff in there, but it should be fine. And yeah, and then drop below again. And yeah, let's get some bacteria ready. Alright, I don't want to use this whole package, so I'm only going to add 1 gram to 50 milliliters water and boil it. Oh, and by the way, this is agar, nutrient agar. Unfortunately, it doesn't say what specific type of nutrients are in here, but it's used for bacterial growing. If you just look on Amazon, you can probably find it. Apparently, some food stores carry agar. I have not been able to find any myself, but oh well. Let's measure out a gram here. I'm going to add 50 milliliters of water. I want to use distilled water just so I don't induce any extra stuff that I don't want in there. Something like that. So that's 50 milliliters of water. Of distilled water. We're going to add our agar powder to that. Stir it together. Don't use your food cutlery to do chemistry stuff, but, well, it's not really chemistry, is it? Since it's cold, it's not going to mix too well, but we're going to boil it. We're going to boil it in a microwave, because microwave tends to be pretty good at killing bacteria. And we want to get rid of any bacteria that we don't want. Let's try a minute. Be right back. A minute was way too long. In fact, I cut it in like 20-30 seconds and it was already like boiling over. So I lost like half of it. I'll have to make some more. Anyway, I think this is enough for a 1 petri dish. I'm going to make 2. I am going to use one And I'm going to inoculate it with some spoiled milk. And the other one I'm going to inoculate with some pickles. I'm going to use kosher pickles because the other type of pickles that you usually get at the store, the ones I kind of prefer myself, are made using vinegar, which is an inorganic way to break down the pickles themselves. But with kosher pickles, they're made in brine, and so they rely on the bacteria. Lactobacillus, I believe, is the one that they try to cultivate. And so yeah, I'm going to try taking it from these pickles and growing it onto a petri dish. And also from, yeah, some spoiled milk. But yeah, I got to make some more. Be right back. Yeah, I just filled these ones up off screen. But let's inoculate these dishes. I got some spoiled milk. And I got those kosher pickles. I'm going to use these little wires to inoculate them. The kit that I have for the petri dishes, they came with these cotton swabs. I personally am kind of skeptical about using cotton swabs. I think they're going to pick up too much bacteria and I won't get nice individual cultures. So that's why I ordered these little wire loops. Disinfect it using the candle. I think you have to heat it up to like red hot or something like that. Yeah, so it's red hot. I'm gonna cool down a little bit on the agar solution. And this first one, let's do the milk. We're gonna first do cover quite a bit of swipes, and then we're gonna do a little bit wider over here, and the last one over there. Now, hopefully that will work. I am not a professional, as you can probably tell by my use of a very clean room and making sure everything is sterilized. We'll see. And oh yeah, don't forget to mark your label so you don't forget what is what. So that is the milk. I'm going to do that again. And I'm going to do this one on the middle of the pickle. And the reason why I'm using the pickle, not the brine, is because the pickle is the food source of the lactate bacteria. So I'm quite sure the lactate will be in the pickle and not so much in the brine. But that's what I'm going to do, both inside and outside. I'm quite sure the most will be on the outside. But we shall see. Alright, that's done with that. Close that up, mark it. So long as I get some cultures, then I can transfer from this one to another one if there's too much. And if I have to redo it, that's fine. So long as I get some cultures to start off with. That's my main thing. Hopefully the correct cultures too. Alright, and we're just going to put them inside here. Side. Let's say, let's stick together so I have enough room. And milk. And yeah. And I'll be back in about 24 hours. Alright, sorry about the cluster a little bit. I had some cultures grow. I grew them for a little bit longer than 24 hours at the moment because I've been busy. But there's actually some very nice cultures. Let's see if you can see this on camera. And they're quite separated, which is nice. And they pretty much all look like Lactobacillus, which is what I'm after. At least just looking at the culture shape, the nice white circle. I'll probably throw it underneath the microscope. You can't see Lactobacillus under a microscope, but I'll do it anyway. But for now, what I'm going to do is, yeah, this is the pickle outside one. I guess that's what I'm going to use. I was going to do two different ones, but when I tried to disinfect it using boiling water, it kind of just melted the whole bottle. So I only disinfected the outside where I drink out of. No cat on right now. Yeah. So I'm going to fill this up with, well, not just yet. First, I'm going to fill it up with sugar. Since it's a half a liter bottle, I'm going to put 125 grams of sugar in here. Tear that. I think it goes up to 125. Oh, yeah, no worries. Close enough. It's a little bit under, but I really don't. I'm not sure this is going to work at all, I'll be honest. But I'm going to try. And by the way, I should be wearing gloves because I'm handling this stuff. I'm getting all my own bacteria on it, but I'm just hoping that the Lactobacillus will overpower it. But we'll see. I don't need this scaling. Mix it up. Ideally, I would want this all dissolved, but it's very late and I want to get to bed. But let's get this done first. Alright. Yeah, I'm sure the rest will dissolve on its own. Alright. This. Let's try to scrape off culture, one of these medium ones. There we go. Drop that in there. Alright. And hopefully, I forget what it is. Hopefully the sugar solution anyway is enough for the lactobacillus. And I want to make lactic acid, so I'm keeping the lid on it. I don't believe it actually makes much gas. They want an oxygen deprived environment before they start making lactic acid. Just like in your muscles, when you start getting that lactic acid buildup, it's because you're not getting enough air into your lungs, in here as well. Keep the oxygen out of it, and it should start making lactic acid. I don't think it makes much gases. If it does, I'll have a nice little mess to clean up. And if it pulls a vacuum, then I don't have a mess to clean up. But I'm quite sure it'll stay pretty neutral. We'll see tomorrow morning. Good night. I'll throw one underneath the slide too, actually. Alright, so it's been a few days. I haven't been incubating it the entire time, or at least not in the proper temperatures, just because I don't trust my incubator and I didn't want my house to burn down. So that's one we've been incubating. This is just a simple one. This is just sugar water, no bacteria added to it or anything. Just because I forgot to check the pH level of this one first. So I'll take a pH strip. First, it's going to see what it was before, which should probably be around neutral. Ooh, it's a little bit more. It's pH about 6. I was expecting it to be 7, but it's about 6. So the before pH is around 6. And if we have made any lactic acid, then we should expect it to be a little bit. Probably reuse this, just use the other side. And that does not look very promising. That's also about a 6. Let's see. So, yeah, they're about the same. So it looks like I have failed. That's okay. Failure is a result. I think where I went wrong is I'm not sure how well lactobacillus or whatever bacteria grows without any extra nutrients because these are just pure sugar solutions. And if we want to still continue to multiply, I think they require more nutrients than just sugar, which makes sense. But I wasn't sure because I know with say when brewing and stuff like that, uh, you just use a pure sugar solution, you add your yeast, and then you get your alcohol or whatever. But yeah, all right, back to the drawing board.